In the 6 games between January 20th and February 1st, Damian Lillard averaged 48.8 points and 10.2 assists per game with a true shooting percentage of 74.5. This video is going to analyze exactly how he did that with one minor critique on how he might have been able to average a little bit more and break that 50-point threshold. The shots that would catch most people's eyes are his outrageous pull-up jumpers. Steph Curry truly made this a viable shot a couple years ago, but Lillard is just a tier behind him in weaponizing these shots. There's not a ton to analyze here, but there's plenty to appreciate. During these 6 games, he shot 62% on 21 3-pointers from beyond 30 feet. That's about 6.5 feet behind the 3-point line. That's nothing less than God mode. When he wasn't quite feeling that level of swagger, a simple screen cleared enough space for him. Notice how defenders in most of these shots don't adequately step out to contest him. Lillard fires away just as his primary defender is curling around the screen. In these final 2 plays, the contesting big man still doesn't really make a difference. Bitadze gets a large hand up, but Lillard splashes right over him. The springier Chris here contests the shot about as well as a defender can hope for, but it's futile. Like I said before, there's not much to analyze in these early shots because seemingly every shot went in from beyond the arc. The most impressive move in Lillard's arsenal was his step back to his right. As a shooter, it's easier to step back in the opposite direction of your dominant hand because it requires less movement to square up. Lillard throws off the defense by going to his right. Look at how close the defender gets to Lillard. This is one of those zones where the defense just has to throw their hands up and say they tried their best. Lillard scores more as the lead creator than Curry, but when he's off the ball, he's just as dangerous. As a catch and shoot option, he completely bends defenses in unfair ways. No defense is going to face guard a player without the ball that far away from the hoop, but as we've seen from his pull-up game, Lillard is more than comfortable firing away from that range. He also provided value through off-ball movement. Look at this quick action the Blazers run. Gabriel sets a screen on Bradley, and Lillard runs to receive the handoff from Whiteside. Before the Lakers even know what hit them, Lillard is burying another 3. Through this Super Saiyan scoring binge, I did find one weakness in Lillard's game: finishing at the basket, particularly with his left hand. When met with a contest, he struggled to score with any sort of touch. Remember how he shot 62% on 30-foot 3-pointers? During this time, on 57 layup attempts, he shot 56%. He shot better from 30 feet than on layups. Porzingis, an admittedly tremendous paint defender, completely throws off Lillard's shot here, despite Lillard having pretty good position. Lillard nearly airballs this shot too. He was blocked multiple times driving to his left, again from a strong Cauley-Stein contest. And he was stripped going to the basket more than once. Here, he shows off some great dribbling moves against the Warriors and expertly contorts around Pascal. But look at how the ball slams off the backboard. He has nearly no backspin on it, which would help him finish over these paint defenders. I don't want to dwell too much on this criticism of Lillard because this is ultimately a celebration of this scoring explosion of his, but it definitely is something I wanted to point out. Something I did notice though was his finishing ability seemed to improve over the 6-game stretch. A lot of those misses came from that first game, and something that I found he did really well that helped his finishing was when he flew by an opponent, he was able to finish a lot stronger. It was just when there was a player in front of him or directly contesting him that he struggled, but when he's able to use his craftiness and his speed to get by, he could finish fairly well with either hand. Lillard's 6-game scoring streak was historically great and should be celebrated for what it was. I don't think the Blazers are performing well enough for him to be a viable MVP candidate, but he remains one of the most lethal scorers in the league. For more NBA content and analysis, head over to overtimeheroics.net, where articles, podcasts, and polls are posted daily.